Financial advisor salary. How much do you make? What is a realistic expectation? This is Dan, and I am the retired stockbroker. All right, so let's get into it. Your first couple of years as a financial advisor, you're not going to be making that much. It's not a glamorous job the first couple of years, or really is it ever. But the first couple of years, expect to make about $30,000, $40,000 on average. Could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less, but the first couple of years, you're kind of getting your feet wet. You're really not setting the world on fire, guys. So expect a low starting pay. And remember, this is going to be commission. This is commission based. They might give you a draw as a salary. So the draw comes off of your commission check. So if you make $2,000 in commission that month and the draw is $2,000, you don't get 4, you get 2. That's your draw. So it's 100% commission. Whether you're at a brokerage firm, a wirehouse, or a bank, it's a commission-based job. So that's the first couple years, okay? Now, you have to remember, there's a grid payout. So if somebody comes in with $100,000 and you put them in the product that's going to make $3,500 in commission, say an A-share mutual fund, usually the commission will be $3,500 on that $100,000 ticket that you dropped in the mutual fund. That $3,500, that $3,500 isn't going to your pocket. And I'm not talking about taxes. It goes to the grid. So if you make $3,500, it depends what your grid payout is. The more commission you make in a rolling 12-month period, the higher your grid payment is. Okay? So say your grid payment is only 22%. If your grid payment's only 22%, you're only making $770 off that $3,500 commission. If your grid payment is 33%, that's a high grid payment, guys. You're only making $1,155. So it depends on the grid. Before you start, ask what the grid payout is. I've seen it anywhere from 20% up to maybe 35%. Some firms now are paying 50%. But think about it. The highest out there is 50% at these firms. And you're not going to hit that at a bank. I guarantee you. You'll never get a 50% grid payout. So half of your commission is going back to the firm. Do you see how hard this is to make $100,000 plus, especially year over year over year? It gets harder every year too, guys. The third and fourth year. This is when you're starting to gain some traction. You're learning the sales process. You should know what you're doing by now. Maybe you joined a team, you're working your way up in the team. Third or fourth year, you should be making anywhere from $50,000 to $80,000. You're getting up there. You're approaching $100,000. Year 5 plus, you should be making $80,000, $100,000, $120,000. Somewhere within that range. You should be cracking $100,000 year after year. You're not going to be making multiple 6 figures or $1 million a year. Those days are long gone. It's not Wall Street in the 80s. If you're a retail financial advisor, $100,000 is reasonable. Like I said, year 5, $80,000 to $120,000, you should be able to do that. So year 5 plus, you know the sales process. You know how to overcome objectives. And most importantly, you know your product mix. This is important. the product mix is basically what products you're putting your clients into. What products pay the most commission. So when you see somebody with $100,000, you know exactly where you're going to put them. You have the sales process in your head already. You know exactly what to say to them. If you see somebody with $500,000 or $1 million, you know what life insurance you're going to put them in. You know what managed money product you're going to put them in. You know how much upfront commission you're going to receive from them as a client. You can handle their objectives. When they say, well, yeah, I don't know about this, I don't like this, because you have your rebuttal ready. And once you refine this process and you're very polished with it, you'll be making 100,000 plus. Now, again, should you go into this business? Probably not. I made a video explaining whether you should enter it or not. Probably now not a good idea unless you already hit this certain criteria that'll help you in your career. But this is how it can be, guys. First couple of years, you're not going to be making that much. 3 to 4 years, you might be able to hit 75, 80 grand. And then going forward, you should be making 100,000 plus. So if I left anything out, or if you have any questions, let me know. But I wanted to make a quick video explaining it. It's not easy to get there, guys. It's not, and it gets harder every day. I would not enter this profession. Don't enter this career. But this is how it worked for me. This is how I made 100 grand plus as an advisor.